ago, I got a phone call, and I'm sharing something with you. Floyd was like, who the fuck is this Boots guy? He said, that motherfucker can fight his ass off. He right now one of the best fighters in the world.
Because you're from Philly and you've seen Boots in the gym, how good is he?
He's the best gym fighter I've ever seen with my own two eyes, ever.
Wow.
If he turns that at the top level, he gonna win titles at 47, 50.
What happens when the most intelligent boxer of all time decides to challenge the best boxer of this generation? When the mind of Floyd Mayweather meets the precision of Terence "Bud" Crawford, you get a chess match between two men who rarely lose. But here's where it gets even more intense. Floyd Mayweather has been spotted training with Jaron Ennis, and the boxing world is absolutely losing it because everyone knows what this signals. Floyd isn't just preparing for another exhibition. This is personal, this is about legacy. Training with Ennis might be the most genius or the most dangerous move Mayweather has ever made. Let's break it down. Jaron Ennis isn't just another up-and-coming fighter. He's a generational talent. Experts have been saying it for a while. Ennis is the closest thing to Terence Crawford in today's game.
Perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's not very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
The way he switches stances, reads movement, and breaks opponents down is like watching a younger, hungrier version of Crawford. So when 48-year-old Floyd Mayweather steps into the gym with Jaron Ennis, it's not random, it's strategy. This is Mayweather IQ 101. But here's the wild part, Canelo Alvarez tried the same approach. Canelo sparred with Ennis to prepare for a potential fight with Crawford, and we all know how that turned out.
The work with Boots, did you work together one time? Was it over multiple days? And how was the work beneficial?
Yeah, more than one time, yeah, and he helped me really good, and I'm very grateful with him. We have history because 14 years ago, his older brother, Ennis, helped me for when I fought Shane Mosley and Alfonso Gomez. So that's why we have history with the Ennis family, and I'm very grateful with him taking the time and go there and give me some work.
Do you think anything? Was there anything in particular that you guys worked on that you feel like was beneficial?
No, he worked his team. He's very similar to Crawford. He switched guards too. He's fast. And he's a pretty good fighter, so I work with
Crawford still humbled him completely, turning it into a masterclass in boxing IQ and proving that even the strongest, most experienced fighters can't figure him out.
And we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him like, yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it's gonna be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out, just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger. I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was gonna be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought. I was just in the moment.
So, the question everyone's asking now is, if Canelo trained with Jaron Ennis and still got outboxed, what makes Floyd any different?
Time to eat.
You know, it's fun, sparring Canelo, trying to pick his brain. He got like 70 fights in, turned pro at 15. So I was picking his brain, having fun, and sharpening my tools, that's about it, Yep. Good rounds. Feel good, feel great.
Floyd, on the other hand, never needed power. He built an entire empire on defense, timing, and counter-punching. The art of not getting hit. He doesn't try to destroy you. He makes you destroy yourself.
Terrence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terrence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, you would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terrence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
Floyd, on the other hand, never relied on power. He built his empire on defense, timing, and counterpunching, the art of not getting hit. He doesn't try to destroy you. He makes you destroy yourself.
With you so wholeheartedly about appreciation of a real masterful boxer. Like when I always talk to people about Floyd Mayweather, they talk all this. He does this, he does that, he's got all this money. I go, save all that. Forget about his talking. Watch how that guy fights. He barely gets hit. He's been rocked maybe twice in his whole career. Maidana and Sugar Shane Mosley. Those are the only two. And he wound up winning both those fights. He's masterful boxer.
If you don't like Floyd's lifestyle, I don't ascribe to Floyd's lifestyle, but that's not my business. As a fighter, we're going to call this the way we see it. He is arguably one of the greatest of all time. Floyd's doing something and we're not acknowledging it. And it's clear that you don't like him. That's the issue. But if we're talking in the ring, come on, man.
So, imagine combining Floyd's defensive IQ with Jaron Ennis's offensive rhythm, the ability to switch southpaw, control range, and create chaos. That's exactly what Floyd is doing. He's studying the modern version of Crawford through Ennis, learning how the younger generation approaches the game, and then using his old-school blueprint to turn it back on them.
Beat everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see. That's where Floyd mastered. Hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he beat.
That's what sets Floyd apart. Canelo tried to mimic Crawford, but Floyd is trying to decode him. He understands the game better than Canelo, which is why he came out on top when they faced each other.
You gotta truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
But here's the twist. Why is Jaron Ennis even helping Floyd? The truth is, the tension between Ennis and Crawford has been building for years.
The fight that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like that.
Ennis has made it clear he wants Crawford. And Crawford? He wants nothing to do with that fight, not out of fear, but out of intelligence.
You got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. He's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for,
From Crawford's perspective, fighting Jaron Ennis does nothing for his career. He's already at the top, pound-for-pound king, undisputed welterweight champion, and the face of boxing. Beat Ennis, and people say he beat a younger fighter. Lose, and the throne passes to the next generation.
Crawford fought Errol, and they said Errol was weight drained. Crawford said it was hard for me to make the weight myself. People miss that part. I would prefer Crawford to fight Boots, but now that he's at 154, now it's on Boots to go up to 154 to get him. When you see Bud stop Porter and then stop Errol Spence and then call out Canelo and put a plan in place to get with Turkey Al-Sheikh and everything to get to Canelo. When you're doing that, bro, you're not afraid of Boots. With Jamal Charlo at the time, not much of a name. When he wanted Canelo, most people wanted Canelo versus Triple G. When Canelo was putting that plan in place to go up and wait to fight Triple G, he wasn't ducking Jamal. He was going up to fight Triple G. I am very consistent with that idea when it comes to Bud Crawford.
So Crawford has been avoiding that trap, and Ennis knows it. That's why, when reporters ask him about fighting Crawford, he shuts it down.
Terrence Bud Crawford fight. I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said it millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know, and if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
For Ennis, this is personal. Helping Floyd might be the next best thing to facing Crawford himself. And for Floyd, it's the closest he can get to studying Crawford's mind without stepping into the ring with him. Meanwhile, Crawford is watching it all unfold, shaking his head.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Crawford has heard the comparisons for years, Ennis as the next Crawford, Floyd as the blueprint, and that a fight between him and Floyd would be 50-50. He doesn't like it. He's made it clear, nobody is like him, not Ennis, not Floyd, not anyone.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
In a past interview, Crawford said he's tired of people acting like he's following Floyd's footsteps. He stated, "I respect Floyd, but I'm my own man. I built my legacy my way." And he's right, Crawford unified divisions and took risks, while Floyd didn't have to. He moved from 135 to 147, stopping everyone in his path. Yet, the comparisons never stop.
Now, all time, ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got to top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford's this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terrence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd generation to this generation to get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
Floyd is the smartest fighter ever, and Crawford is the most complete fighter of this generation. So when Floyd starts training with the guy everyone calls the next Crawford, you can bet it hits a nerve.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Now, here's where the story takes a wild left turn. While Floyd has been training with Jaron Ennis to sharpen up for a possible showdown with Terrence Crawford, another storm is brewing, and it has Mike Tyson's name written all over it.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the fuck is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
That's right, Tyson and Mayweather are officially set to face off in an upcoming exhibition, and things have already heated up. What began as friendly hype quickly turned into tension, with Tyson fuming over Floyd's recent comments.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd has been claiming that, no matter what, he's the greatest fighter of all time, and that even a prime Mike Tyson wouldn't have been able to solve the Mayweather puzzle.
Ali, the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights. Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
What do you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali?
He's very delusional. If he was anywhere near that realm of greater than Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself.
There you go.
Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
There you go. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
But what makes this even crazier is how it all connects. Tyson versus Mayweather isn't just another exhibition. This fight is happening while Floyd is also gearing up for a potential bout with Terence Crawford. It's like Floyd is living 2 rivalries at once, one against a legend from the past and another against the best of the present. Make no mistake, Floyd truly believes he can beat Crawford, and he has reason to think so. Mentally, he's built different. His ring IQ is unmatched. He studies movement like a scientist, spots patterns no one else can, and always fights on his own terms. That's what makes this training camp with Jaron Ennis so dangerous. Floyd isn't just getting in shape, he's building a blueprint. He doesn't need to knock Crawford out, he just needs to outthink him, make him swing at air, frustrate him, and chase shadows.
I truly don't know the answer.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah,
his IQ in that
The
6'6"
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta
Can't
have
say
an OG
everybody.
somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else, yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
gotta pioneer,
that you can't
right?
out-figure
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you gotta-
There's
yeah.
an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere.
yeah,
And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
That's what Mayweather does best. For Floyd, this isn't just about proving he still has it, it's about legacy. He wants to remind the world that he's still the face of boxing. He doesn't want to fade out as a retired legend, and training with Jaron Ennis might be the key to that comeback.
I had to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights,
Yes, you did.
who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
The greatest of all time.
This fight isn't just Mayweather versus Crawford, it's past versus present. Crawford represents an era of versatility, hunger, and dominance.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
And the fact that Floyd has been in the gym grinding with someone like Jaron Ennis, a fighter shaped in Crawford's image, shows just how serious this could get.
Hey, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm just asking.
man.
Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
So, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our upcoming videos. Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.